So October is gone and behind us, and now we're into a new month of November. So what can we expect from Bitcoin? So let's take a look at some historical data and see if we can figure out where Bitcoin's headed. Yes, I know everybody kind of thought October was going to be a little bit more dramatic and more exciting. However, we still did end the month on a positive note. So that's something right there. So let's jump into it in this video. Make sure you guys hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, or follow me on X, wherever you're watching. And let's get into our video here. So Bitcoin price prediction for November according to Bitcoin's historical returns. So I thought that this article pointed out perfectly, based on historical data of what painted a really good picture of where Bitcoin could potentially be. Now, obviously, this is not financial advice, and things don't always go the way it's planned. So let's talk about it. We also have, a price prediction of when Bitcoin's going to hit 100K. So stick around to the end and we will cover that as well. So historical Bitcoin price prediction for November 30th. Bitcoin closed October with about 10.76% gains, achieving nearly half the average and median historical returns for October. November's even higher historical returns while having lower median gains. So dating back from 2013, it has accumulated on average about 42.78%, with 7 positive years out of 11. Now, we also saw a median of 7.12% from opening until closing. So that's from the first to the end of the month. November's best year was 2013. Obviously, that was a long time ago, and things kind of change and stabilize a little bit more, and Bitcoin becomes less volatile. But it's important to look back at the historical data. The best year was in 2013 with a staggering 449% gains from day 1 to 30, followed by 2017 and 2020 with 53% and 42% respectively. Meanwhile, 2028's bear market resulted in a negative 36% return for Bitcoin in November. So we can see, actually, this is a really good chart here, Bitcoin monthly returns. So we can see the green obviously is positive, the red is negative, and October. The reason we call it October and the reason people get excited for October is because there's only really been 2 negative months, right? You can see that here. And now in November, there has been more negative months, but also some very explosive upside. So it's kind of a bit of a trade-off. Right now, Bitcoin's trading just under 70K, the psychological level, around 69.5. Bitcoin could trade between 75 and 100K by the end of November based on historical returns. Now, if we're looking at, since October has had about half the returns that it normally has, is it possible that we could also see the same for November? I think 100K is definitely a little bit far-fetched. I don't think that we're going to see that this is just my opinion, right? This is not this article, but this is my opinion. I think that's a little bit overzealous. I think, a best case scenario, in my opinion, we beat all-time high and then retrace some. I think that that's more or less the consensus there. And if the U.S. election goes the way we want it, that's if the Federal Reserve comes out with their cut and such. Everything has to kind of fall into place, right? And also if Bitcoin can keep its momentum, and those catalysts could help propel that as well. So, I don't think that we're going to see this, 80 to 100K or 75 to 100K type scenario, but we could see maybe a top at, beating all-time high a little bit more, maybe even hit the 75K level at best, in my opinion. Worst case scenario, I think maybe we could go back and retrace down to about the 63 to 62, 63 mark. But obviously, we'll have to wait and see what happens, because there's a lot of things that kind of have to play out in order for that to happen. So the 100K price target, AI Chat GPT forecasts Bitcoin to reach this by mid to late 2025. I think that that's more realistic, maybe even a little bit beyond that. We might, late 2025, we might see a little bit more than 100K. However, I think that's a pretty conservative bet. This current rally could be a bull trap, is kind of the consensus we're getting from some expert analysis as well, not just Alan Santana that had mentioned that. So there's a lot of things going on right now for Bitcoin, a lot of things that we are waiting to find out, because it really does depend on a lot of macroeconomic type factors, right? So let's go over and we're going to take a look at crypto market today. I'm just going to refresh us so we get the latest data. We're up about 1.6% today. Volume is down though quite a bit, about 48%. We see Bitcoin is sitting at, like I said, it's about 69 and a half. So let's take a look at the biggest gainers today. Radium's been crushing it. We can see up about 115% in the last 30 days, absolutely crushing it. We have Celestia up there as well, and then very minimal marginal gains there for a few other cryptos. So nothing really going on this weekend so far. It's just been a little bit of a kind of a wait and see game, so to speak. We have some things coming up this week. Obviously, the election is probably one of the biggest things that we are going to see influence crypto this week. So, I think people are just kind of playing the waiting game at this point. So nothing's probably going to go happen unless we get like a little bit of a fake out or something like that. But I wouldn't really trade the election if unless you want to gamble. That's more of a gambling thing. I might put a little bit into some leverage trading or something, but it's not going to be a whole heck of a lot. But that's pretty much my plan for the for this week. So thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.